You know, we got a lot of guys out. We got a lot of young guys, but everybody's playing hard. You know, I really like the chemistry, and I really like the camaraderie of this group compared to a year ago. A lot of it has to do with, you know, they all know what we went through, and so we're trying to not be that way. And so we lost some good players, especially on defense, and we got a lot of growing up to do to get where. And really, the most important thing this spring is our ones are going to have a chance to be, you know, but we're trying to build depth. So we're really pushing our younger guys because we have a lot. I mean, our number 2 defense has almost like 8 or 9 freshmen on it, and so every day is a new day. It's Groundhog Day, let me just tell you.
You mentioned, or like last year, Wallow played linebacker and some safety, and you said D. Holmes will play some linebacker.
D. Holmes is playing linebacker.
Okay. Do you kind of use spring to check out these guys' versatility? And how important is that?
Come week 3 or 4, they'll all be moving around. Nick Bradford will be moving. He's playing a strong safety right now, but he'll play some free. You know, because we're going to add 4 safeties, 4 ends, plus 2 D tackles, plus Blacklock comes back, plus 2 safeties come back. Ennis and Aton's aren't. They're not out here. Blacklock's not out here. Brandon Bowen hasn't been out here because of being banged up. So Julius Lewis is not out here. And you're going to add a junior college corner plus a freshman corner to this group. And so for us, we're going to add a lot of depth. The key for us is to keep pushing right now so they can learn, you know. And what I like about them is they're trying. It looks pretty, but they're trying, and that's the name of the game. So
does the diminished numbers affect a routine that you would like to?
Actually, they should use it to their advantage because they're getting more reps. They're not having to, you know, not have to trade out with anybody.
Speaking of Alex, you had that perspective opposite sidelines last 3 years facing him. Is there anything that he's done out here that you didn't know he could do, maybe something that's impressed you?
I think it's the same thing. I think he's looking for a chance. I think the biggest thing is he didn't play really well against us, but he did one of the 3 games. He had a big rushing game, you know, and the running back did here in 2016. But the thing I like is the one thing we knew we were going to get with him is he's going to be able to train the younger guys, which all the rest of these guys are younger, how to prepare. You know, coming from a Coach Snyder team, the way they prepare and how they do things. So not only are we getting a lot of stuff on the field from him because he's athletic and do things, but he's also gaining how to do things off the field. And so, I mean, he's been a great teammate. He hasn't come in with any entitlement or anything else. Or I came here, so he's supposed to do something. No, I came in here knowing he's got to work for the job, and when you have people that do that, it makes your whole team better and you usually know it's not how they're going to act around me. It's how you can tell when they're around everybody else how they're going to act because you can kind of see how they get together when I'm watching them, and there's not anything like that. So I think it's a good quarterback room.
You mentioned a lot of young guys on the 2 deeps, especially defensively, and talked about effort and trying hard out here right now. Who's stood out to you so far?
Well, you got O'Shawn Mathis. You know, Plant's going to be a good player, but I mean, he's only his 6th day as a Horned Frog. You know, O'Shawn played with our 2s all the time, but he could only play 4 games. We redshirted him, but he always got the reps. You know, the inside tackles are older. All of those guys have played as a general rule. And then linebackers, Wallow, and it's really been a blessing having Montrell Wilson back. So he's been able to make it through 6 practices, which has been awesome. Our number 2 is we're a long way from where we can win ball games with those guys, accountability-wise. Safety-wise, Trey Morig, McKendrick, you know, Ennis is out, and Aton's is out, but he and Luke are playing. And then we've moved Keenan Reed has been playing free safety, which he did that in the bowl practices. And then you have Vernon Scott is back, and our Darius, which he also took all the 2 reps but didn't play because he redshirted. And so that's pretty much, you're going to add a lot of people to that group. You know, a grad transfer defensive end, a junior college corner, which both positions, along with Julius coming back. So right now, it's not a lot of fun for Donovan, our freshman corner out of Cedar Hill, but we're asking a lot, and you got some guys they're playing. We've changed some things in our passing game that I think have helped us, and we're utilizing our speed. which makes it harder on our secondary, which is awesome. So I'm fired up about it.
How many early enrollees do you have?
We had 10.
And that's all freshmen, or are you including the
No, counting Alex and Sony, and let's see who else.
Mikel.
And Parker Workman and Mikel.
So it's 10 total.
Yeah, 5, and you count Nook. He was
Did you say Jordan too, Sandy?
Yes, and Jordan, but he's a freshman.
A young freshman.
25. I'm 27.
Hey,
Don't let the old man in. Told you, don't let the old man in.
with you guys in pads now, how's the offensive line looking so far?
You know, you have both your offensive tackles are out right now. Nang and Austin haven't played, but our guy from Iowa West has done good. So he's increased. You can really tell that Esteban from South Grand Prairie had to go against Ben and LJ every snap on the scout team. He's really improved as a tackle. Harris has been out for the spring. In fact, I watched 5 offensive linemen walk off the field. 7 offensive linemen walk off the field that aren't practicing. So next game.
Is McKinney making good progress though?
Yeah, that's the one I was telling you.
Okay,
I can't really tell. Would he be if it was LJ coming off the edge or Plant? So I think the reality is somewhere in between here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guy people really want to see something out of this year is John Stevens. He's the big 6'5" guy that you guys covered. Is he doing okay?
You know, they keep coming. The guy that's probably looked the best of everybody has been Tay Barber on the inside. Tay Barber's had the new offensive pass. Some of the new passing stuff we're doing has really helped him use his speed to do the things we want to do. But Trey Hikes, John, Rager he's not out here, so he's getting some stuff cleaned up, so he's ready for the fall. So Dylan Thomas is not out here. Chase Van Wagner's not out here. I mean,
you said you guys were healthy, Coach.
No, I said the ones that started. The ones that started. So those guys didn't really start. So it's right. Black Clock didn't start. I mean, it's like
without giving away too many secrets. The new passing game are you guys just focusing on more like slants and stuff like that?
Oh, no.
Or can
down
you
the field?
Okay. Trying to open it up more.
Well, you got to have a guy that can do it, throw it. You got to have a guy that can run and catch it. So it's key. We're doing some stuff that I think that's one of the things that the new wide receiver coach. That's one of the reasons why we hired him, is having some thought process. He was at Houston, he was at Arkansas State. Some of the things, both of those do a good job at throwing the football. So.
How have you liked to see Malcolm out here? How's
Awesome.
he get along with the
Good.
coach?
I really like. He's very mature for his age, to be honest with you. It's one thing I was most impressed with. East Texas kid, so he understands the culture of Texas and what was going on. And he's done up to this already starting. He's already done a great job recruiting. Kids relate to him, parents relate to him. I mean, it's been awesome. And having Rusty in his role, as watching film and evaluating, has really helped us. And he can help us in the film room, because of his experience. I mean, it's really been a win-win situation. I mean, for me, it couldn't be going any better than what it is right now to help us.
Gary,
I don't want to jinx the special teams. How are they looking? How's Jordan punting?
Well, he's learning the nuances of playing American football, but he has a very strong leg. When we get it going where we need it to go all the time, then I think we're going to be very happy with it. So, did you have another question?
I did not.
When you look at college football in general, you see like Tate Martell or Fields get approved without sitting out a transfer year. Does that excite you as a coach, or is it more worry you?
Better be careful. We won't have college football. It's disappointing. To be honest with you, it's disappointing. I don't care what they say. It still comes down to that group. I think I saw a deal where out of 60 waivers, they approved 54.
Mm-hmm. It's trending that way.
I'll just say this much: you will find out. It's kind of like we want to do something where, like basketball, where you can go in the draft and you're not going as high, then you come back. So when you sign a lease on an apartment, and you don't like the apartment, they just let you out and you can just walk away and it doesn't cost you anything? I mean, what?
No.
I mean, you don't get to do that in life. I mean, yeah, you want your cake, you need it too. It's not, to be honest with you, they should be careful. I want the names of all those people that are decided to do that, so everybody knows their names, so their names when they ruin the game. That's why I don't care if there's a lawyer involved. I don't care if any of that's involved. The bottom line to it is we need to do what's best for the game. And if a kid wants to, we're going to get a chance to change rules where you want to change, then you sit out. And if you graduate, then you get your year back. That's been on the table since the very beginning on this whole situation. Then we're going to do what's right. Because this is what I told him, and I'm 59, so it's different, but I want to protect it for the 29-year-old. I mean, I've had my days. Hopefully there's still some good ones left. But I want to protect the game so that we can still put kids through a process and they can learn. So it's not just about football, it's about growing up. It's about growing up and how you can handle life and going on. The process is how you handle the hard times. That's why all of us are better. I mean, I'm better now. I mean, there were some guys who walked in and said, you really should think you could be the head coach at TCU. I mean, because I wasn't very good on the podium the first time. And I'm still not sure I'm a great head coach sometimes. But I'm a pretty good defensive coordinator. Yeah. Well, sometimes, if we stop them. But the bottom line to it, I know I'm better than what I was. And I think we just got to be smart. We just got to be smart about all this so that. And I hear, well, free agents, they deserve it. That's the problem. Nobody deserves anything. Nobody deserves something. I mean, we don't. We all, it's why people get fired. We all get fired at some point in time. It just happens. And so, the bottom line for us is let's just use common sense. Let's don't say, well, and we don't protect just because somebody approves it. So why do they approve it? Because they don't want something to come out that happened at their place because they're approving so you can go, so they don't want to say anything? No, that's not. Well, they can go ahead and do it, but that doesn't mean we have to approve the waiver. He can still go, but then he needs to sit out. We need to do the right things.
It seems like that they've already opened that can of worms, though.
No,
I mean, or do you think they can? Okay.
Well, I think it's open, and I think it's already caused a problem at a couple schools already. You're going to see, but when you have a bad day and a coach is trying to grow you up and do it, and you say, well, now I'm going to go in the portal. When we started doing that, where they get a chance to control how you get coached, then you can't, the process is done now. Okay? Because we've had 700 kids go over through. There's not anybody that's always happy with me, but the bottom line is, after they get away from here, as a general rule, they come back. Once they mature and understand, they figured out what we were trying to do and accomplish. And if you can't go through that process with a young man and grow him up just like a parent does, okay, then we're cheating them, to be honest with you. And so that's my personal opinion about it. They're not going to listen. I'm not going to have a big view, but I'm going to be enough that I'm going to be on a couple committees to at least voice my opinion. But that's my whole problem is. But well, we're going to prove it. Well, then tell us why. Then you can't hide behind. Why should you be able to hide behind? Well, we can't tell you. That's private. Well, why is that private? In courts, it just goes to appeal. If somebody doesn't like the opinion of what happens, then it goes to an appeal group. Why did they get a chance to play God?
Right. Well, yeah. No, I mean, it's an interesting, but that's also why you said your long-range recruiting plan. You're trying to recruit guys where you won't have to worry about that.
Well, no, the key to it is, that should always be, you recruit guys that you think want to be part of a system so they can become great. I don't think you can become great unless you go through a process. At some point in time, you have to go through a process. There's very few guys. Let's just look at basketball. Maybe Kobe, okay, LeBron. Let's just go. I mean, maybe in my 40 years, how many in a lifetime was there? Less than 5 came out of high school and.
Right.
Okay, so less than 5, huh?
Garnett.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's probably less than 5 guys. So all these people. So we're going to try to do it for the betterment of everybody, but there's only 5. And here's the thing: you got to ask yourself, we want to open it up. So then, now so they can all these other leagues. So one's a professional league with these other. So now they can start recruiting kids as they graduate from high school. Is that that's really what you want to do? You want to start recruiting kids when they come out of high school with these leagues and turn agents loose on them and do things? No, I don't think that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me,
yeah,
we better, if I was a parent, as a guy told a long time ago, an old coach, the guy ended up coming here, and this is what he told him, because another school was giving him something and he wasn't going to go to. And he said to this, he said, now you're really going to let them buy your son? You're going to let your son be bought? That's what you want to do? So we got to be careful. We got to be careful about letting people buy our kids. Mm-hmm. And I mean by that, just letting them off free, knowing that we're not going to put them through the process. I mean, that's where we need to understand, because a lot of times it's not about the young man. It's about somebody else in the process that wants something, and they're the ones that have to pay for it. And so
right.
we better be very careful about how we approach all this. So
you mentioned a couple weeks ago that Turpin might be eligible for pro day. Any update on that?
No, not yet. I mean, it's not next Friday, but the closer it gets to it, I'd probably tell you that it's not looking favorable. I mean, but I can tell you this much: there's a lot of NFL teams that are interested in. So whether he does it here, or he does it somewhere else, he will do it.
So that's cut and dry. If the legal stuff isn't taken care of, he won't do it here. Okay.
I mean, what do you get? You guys should know me by now. I don't
right.
I don't BS when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's bottom line to it is, if it's not where it's going to be, and you'll probably get an answer from us, because probably if it's not by this Friday, it's probably not going to be by next Friday. So, but I mean, his case, I'm sure he'll get something set up when they all come to town, where he'll get an opportunity to be able to work out and do some things, because there's people that are interested in him. So, but we still have to have standards, and he knows that, and I'll have a conversation with him. This university will have a conversation with him. I mean, still love Turpin to death, but the bottom line is there's still a standard. So,
well, what have you told NFL teams about him?
I haven't talked to anybody.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they were interested.
No,
I didn't know.
I'm just telling you they're interested.
Okay.
He's a very talented person,
right?
When it comes to football.
Yeah.
So, as a general rule, guys don't talk to me until it gets, usually the first second, until it gets to the end of the process. They have enough people. They trust their scouts, and if they talk to my assistants, the position coach, and then in the end, if they really come down to it, then they talk to the head coach. That's why I'm always interested when it doesn't work out and the agent tells them, well, the reason you didn't go in the second round is because that university said bad things. Why would a university ever say anything bad about you? I mean, we gain nothing by saying anything bad. I mean, but they have to have some reason of why it doesn't work for them. Mm-hmm. And so they should always listen to the scouts. You listen to the teams. You don't listen to those other guys. So, and that's been going on for a long time, not just my time, not just 30 years.
Right.
It's been going on for 100.
Right. Back when Davey O'Brien was here.
So,
all right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You guys been good?
Yes, sir.